Coming up from the National Business Aviation Association Business Aviation Convention and Exhibition in Las Vegas, a new airplane at the super high end of the fleet, revealed in true Vegas style.
New technology to enhance high-end passenger experience, plus tech that could filter down into the piston single world.
Plus a backcountry party in the desert. AOPA Live this week begins in just a moment.
This is AOPA Live This Week with Tom Haynes and Melissa Rudinger.
Welcome to Las Vegas and the National Business Aviation Association's annual convention. NBAA-BACE is what they call it, and it's huge. Some 1 million square feet, houses over 1,000 exhibits.
Yeah, and then go down the strip to Henderson Executive Airport. Some 100 aircraft in the static display. Some of the displays were spectacular, well worthy of a Las Vegas production. And with that, Gulfstream claims to have the new flagship in the business aircraft fleet. The G700 boasts a 7,500 nautical mile range, top speed Mach 0.925. Get it 5 living areas and what they claim is the most spacious, innovative, and flexible cabin in the industry.
So the seats are the most comfortable seats that you will have. The environment is going to be the one that will get you from point A to point B with the least fatigue.
If you have to ask the price, well, you know what they say. However, we have to ask the price for this dramatic reveal. 5 movable screens, 3D animations, special effects, lighting, and can't forget the dry ice fog to make you feel like you're in a cloud. Look out, Celine and Brittany, there's a new showboat in Sin City.
About 100 yards away and 30 minutes earlier, another aircraft unveiling. This one not nearly as elaborate or expensive, but this time what was under the curtain was a real flying airplane.
I proudly present to you all the all-new PC-12 NGX.
This is the third generation Pilatus PC-12 NGX. It has a new Pratt & Whitney PT6 that can develop 1,800 shaft horsepower and speed the PC-12 up to 290 knots. There's a new single lever power control and auto throttle. Advanced avionics from Honeywell include an emergency descent mode and envelope protection. Base price for the PC-12 NGX is about $4.4 million. A typically equipped one will set you back $5.4 million.
No new airframes from Tecnam, but they did show off all the current turbines in production from the M2 to the Latitude, the Grand Caravan EX, and the King Air 350i. This is the 50th anniversary of the first flight of the first Citation. It was called the Fanjet 500 back in those days, and since then more than 7,500 various Citation types have rolled out of Wichita. Something not yet ready to roll is the Denali single-engine turboprop. The issue? Well, it's the engine. Textron said there's a delay in the development of the GE Catalyst engine. That means Denali's expected certification date is slipped to 2020.
And now we have a new acronym for you, SAF. All of Textron's aircraft and most of the other turbines in the static display flew in on SAF, or Sustainable Aviation Fuel. Think of it as putting a banana in your tank, or food scraps, or paper waste. There's a big push from the business aviation industry for SAF. It can reduce greenhouse emissions by up to 80%, and it's a so-called drop-in fuel.
We don't have to recertify. There's a lot of questions that are being asked about, you know, well, is it really safe in that aircraft? This is Jet A. It is a drop-in.
SAF can be blended with fossil fuels and may eventually be 100% aviation fuel. Rubbish is really taking off.
You don't see much burning of 100 low lead at NBAA anywhere. The exception, the first new piston twin on the market in a long time. The Tecnam P-2012 Traveler was designed for quick-turn, short-haul airlines like Cape Air. They run from the coast out to islands like Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. Lots of operations, often with newish pilots. The airplane was designed from the ground up with that in mind. Familiar Garmin avionics, fixed landing gear, and a new engine certified for this project. The Lycoming TEO 540C1A is loaded with technology. Each cylinder is individually computer controlled for both fuel injection and ignition. The computer will prevent an engine from being damaged by mismanagement. The interior, meanwhile, designed with passenger comfort in mind. Director of Tecnam US, Shannon Yeager, says the airplane was bespoke for short-haul carriers.
The whole way they were giving us their input as we went to make the right passenger experience as well as the right pilot and maintenance experience. They gave us a lot of good insight after operating 100 Cessna 402s over those years. They really understood how to maintain legacy aircraft, and they knew what they wanted to do and what they didn't want to do over time. And so we made sure that is built into this aircraft as it goes.
Look for more on this airplane in a future edition of the show.
Look for another acronym to be popping up in the media, UAM. In 2 years, it's gone from nothing to a major focus of the show here at NBAA. Warren Morningstar has more.
Hey Melissa, many of us are now just becoming comfortable with the idea of eVTOLs, or electrical vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. Well, they are part of a larger paradigm that they're now calling UAM, or urban air mobility. And here at the NBAA convention, you can see that business aviation has really embraced UAM.
2 years ago, there was not an urban air mobility section at NBAA, but now there is. And that interest, that incredible development across the industry is so important to build this ecosystem and to build momentum toward this future that we're all trying to create.
Eric Allison is the industry's chief UAM evangelist. He's probably done more than anyone else in preaching the urban air mobility gospel. Now, Uber has partnerships with a bunch of manufacturers to develop eVTOLs for UAM, from startups to major manufacturers like Embraer and Textron Bell. But it's more than just the machines. Uber is already demonstrating the UAM concept and developing the infrastructure. They've pulled it all together in New York to Uber people in helicopters from Lower Manhattan to JFK.
So we built an ecosystem of products, a suite of products over the last 9 to 12 months to make this possible. So we call it UberCopter. We built integration into our rider app. We built a pilot app to work with the pilots in the helicopters. We built a heliport app so you can actually functionally check people in and make this work. We built a background operations app, and we tied it all together through what we call Elevate Cloud Services.
It costs about $225, including the ground transportation from your door to the heliport. But Allison says with eVTOLs, the cost will eventually be as cheap as an UberX ride. But what is driving this charge towards UAM?
Over 1 billion people spend an hour a day in traffic or more. And we can't solve that by just adding more lanes. We need to go up.
Sky Dalton is a visionary and entrepreneur who's now putting his money in Joby Aviation's eVTOL, and so are Intel and Toyota.
Enabling technologies make it affordable, makes it safe, and makes it realistic in the next 5 years.
And many of the demonstrators are already flying. And many of the experts here at the convention say you'll be flying in an air taxi within 5 years.
So when you think about the future of innovation and the future of air mobility and air travel, where is the customer? Where is that business user? You hear a lot about electric vertical takeoff and landing. You hear a lot about air mobility, and it's all about the asset, the unit.
Now, while Embraer is developing an eVTOL for the Uber crowd, they have a concept for the Uber rich.
As you know, our vision is very focused on delivering the ultimate experience in business aviation. And what if there's a seamless way for you to be transported from air to road, from road to air, from destination to destination? You're thinking about door-to-door experiences in a lifestyle that is so bespoke to those that can afford business air travel.
Ah, yes, like that little jaunt from the Napa Valley to Lake Tahoe, or Rome to Paris, or maybe from the Monaco casinos to the Grand Prix track. In your own travel pod, sliding from a ground transporter to an airlifter and back again. Oh, wouldn't that be the life?
So you and I have been coming to this show for years, and I'd say it is a marked difference this year's show. It's amazing what's out there.
It is. It's incredible how NBA has embraced the whole eVTOL and UAM market, and it's pretty spectacular what it is that Embraer is talking about, the ability to go from point to point, literally door to door, in these newfangled vehicles. It's a very creative concept. Give them credit.
Absolutely. We'll see what happens, but I'm staying tuned.
Meanwhile, Embraer is really cashing in the chips, so to speak. It just struck a deal with FlexJet for, get this, $1.4 billion, that's with a B, folks, $billion for Embraer airplanes, including the new Praetor 500 and 600 super mid-sized jets. Deliveries will start in a month or so. Fractional operator FlexJet first started flying the Embraer Legacy way back in 2003. Some of the biggest innovations we're finding this year have to do with passenger experience. AOPA editor-at-large Tom Horn says the solutions are high-tech.
We're aboard Bombardier's Global 7500. It's Bombardier's top-of-the-line jet, able to fly 12-plus hours and able to fly from city pairs like Sydney to Detroit. On these long trips, sometimes adjustment to circadian rhythm is an issue with the passengers when they arrive, making them more comfortable. And to make that better, Bombardier's come up with a system called l'Opéra and the lighting system called Soleil, which is a circadian system designed to make passengers more comfortable upon arrival.
The l'Opéra system is much more than surround sound. Yes, it has 4 strategically placed high and mid-range speakers along the valences, and a subwoofer beneath a divan or installed in a bulkhead.
We have the tweeter and the mid-range speakers that are installed in the PSUs above us. The idea being that they focus on the passenger for a fully immersive entertainment experience.
But it also has the capability to focus sound on a specific location within the cabin. So if one person wants to listen to music, others are tuned out. The system can be controlled via iPad or convenient pop-up controls on the armrests. The Soleil lighting system uses special LED lights that run behind the valences. They're tuned to provide everything from the cold light of morning to the warmth of a setting sun.
What happens outside in the sun, we've taken out all the information that the sun gives you in light, and we reproduced it in the cabin for you. So understanding the circadian rhythm, and that's your body clock and how the sun affects you during the day, we've taken all that information and created presets just for you. So if you're a morning person, you like morning relaxed setting, this is like a early morning 7 o'clock light. If you're a morning work person and you want to light that's about 9 o'clock in the morning, so we're giving you a 9 o'clock working light. Here the intensity is a bit brighter, the colors shifted slightly a bit. If you're an evening person, you have day, evening, night, but if let's say you're an evening person and you like to relax in the evening, so we could give you an end of day sunlight about 7, 8 o'clock depending on the time of the year. Or if you're an evening work person, we can give you that time too.
The cockpit's FMS can send data to the Soleil so that it can match the light conditions at your destination, letting your body synchronize its circadian cycle.
The l'Opéra and Soleil systems are standard on the Global 7500, and it's what you'd expect of an airplane this elegant and capable. Tom Horn, AOPA Live.
Coming up from here in Vegas, is the future of flight autonomous? Hear what some experts have to say.
Plus, hanging out High Sierra style. We'll be right back.
Purchasing your own aircraft is an exciting experience. AOPA Finance simplifies the process, saving you money with lower interest rates and hassle-free loans, so you get into your new aircraft sooner. AOPA Finance, the right approach to buying an aircraft.
Welcome back. One of our own received a unique honor here at the NBAA convention. NBAA Chair Lloyd Fig Newton presented Tom Horn the association's most distinguished journalism award.
We don't present this award every year, but I can tell you when we do, it gives us the opportunity to honor a person who has been a true standout in aviation journalism over their entire career. And today, we are extremely proud to present the NBA David W. Ewald Platinum Wing Award to another legend and longtime editor of Turbine Edition of AOPA's Pilot Magazine, Mr. Tom Horn.
Well, what a surprise. Certainly didn't have any warning of this, and I want to thank NBAA. I want to thank Tom Haynes, who's sitting out here, who established the concept of turbine addition in pilot. It's kind of a departure for us, and now it's been 10 years that we've been doing it 12 times a year, so it's been quite a learning experience. Got to fly a lot of different planes. Great job, and 40 years just zoomed right on by. So thanks very much.
Congrats, Tom. NBAA also presented its Gold Wing Award to James Winbrand for his coverage of sustainable aviation fuel. Way to go, Tom. He's been a big contributor for 40 years. Can you believe it?
Amazing, amazing. He does good work.
He really does on the turbine edition, and also literally written the book on aviation weather. So
I have my book autographed.
Yeah, good for you. I think I do too. Congratulations.
The forecast for corporate aircraft sales isn't quite as rosy this year. For the first time in a long time, Honeywell's annual survey of corporate operators shows a bit of caution.
You have a feeling in the intents, especially in some markets like the US, for example, or Europe, that the fact that the economy is predicted to be slowing down or stalling in some has had an impact on the intentions.
That's the intention to buy, and the greater caution means the 2019 forecast for sales over the next 10 years is down from what was forecast a year ago, down by about 100 aircraft. The buyers are thinking smaller for the future, and the biggest surprise to the Honeywell surveyors?
The big surprise for me in the overall survey results are really the intentions coming out of the used market. Just to give you an example, in the US market, we got a 32% ratio of replacement expansion by used turbofans. Typically that ratio is around 20-25. This year we got 32. This is the highest ratio I got in the last 10 years in the US market.
And here's another forecast from Honeywell. The cockpit crew is going the way of the dodo.
50 years ago we had 4 crew members in the cockpit, and then moved to 3. Then about 25 to 30 years ago, we moved to 2. We got the flight engineer out, so we had two pilots in the cockpit. But if you look at it, we're already moving towards single pilot operations, especially in cruise. And if you think about UAM, you're not going to have room for 2 pilots in the aircraft. And that class of aircraft where you're only carrying about 1 to 5 passengers, you don't require a crew of 2 people.
Urban air mobility is likely to be the province of the coming electric vertical and takeoff landing aircraft, but CAVA thinks single pilot operations will come to cargo aircraft first, then single pilot in the first generation of eVTOL aircraft. But in 5 to 10 years, these urban air taxis will be totally autonomous, or so they say.
But the future is now when it comes to in-flight connectivity. Honeywell has just come out with the JetWave system that provides passengers with a raft of business and entertainment options, in-flight video conferencing as you jet to your next meeting, or relax while streaming your favorite movie. You can FaceTime your friends, or in my case, Warren.
Hey, well, hello, Tom. Where are you?
Well, Warren, actually, we're at about 37,000 feet on a Falcon 7X, somewhere over Nevada.
The system uses the Inmarsat Ka band to deliver high-speed connectivity globally. Honeywell says JetWave allows the boss to stay as productive as if she were in the office. The data stream also allows for the transmission of all sorts of maintenance and performance data to the ground, where crews can be ready for needed maintenance when the airplane lands. Last, at this point, the cost and size of the antennas make it only practical on the largest business jets. Someday, maybe we'll have it in our Bonanza.
And finally, let's jump from one desert to another. It's the largest backcountry aviation gathering in the world, now in its 10th year. The High Sierra Fly-In takes place north of Reno at a place called Dead Cow Lake Bed each October. AOPA is a sponsor of the STOL-Drag, which holds its world championship on the playa each year. AOPA Live's Paul Harrop braved the dust and scorpions to bring us this report.
How do you tell the story of High Sierra Fly-In another time? It's hard to put into words because everything is so familiar and yet all brand new. It's bigger, better, more airplanes this year, more people, more fun.
Oh man, it's aviation celebration like no other. Here we are here, Dead Cow Lake Bed.
It's not just a fly-in, it's a family, an intentional community that forms once a year way out in the desert, facing down terrain, distance, elements, and mechanical problems.
Somebody help me fall. I don't feel right.
Defying gravity, nature, comfort, and convenience to live bolder than all others, way out at Dead Cow.
To get back home.
Sophie Hoyt defied a car that broke down on the way from Portland. She rented another and got there just in time.
I've seen so many videos about it and stuff, I kind of thought I had an idea of what to expect, but it's just so different being here and actually like feeling it and experiencing it. It's really cool.
STOL-Drag is a big event, and this year it's an incredible competition yet again.
3, 2, 1,
All right, everything is on the line. This is it. This is as good as it gets.
Toby Ashley has been working hard the last few years, but always coming up just short of the top spot.
I think Toby held it in the power cycle about 2 seconds longer than Steve. Steve's on the ground sooner, so that means Toby might have a little bit of excess speed he has to dissipate with his brakes. Oh my gosh, that turn is ridiculously evenly matched. Here we go. Let's listen to their engines.
Toby's known for his aggressive slips and his OD green airplane named Sarge.
All right, Steve, once again in the slip. Toby Ashley bringing it in. Here we go. This is it. Who's going to stop first? It's a clean race. Here we go. I can't believe it. It's a heartbreaker, or is it a backbreaker? It's Toby Ashley. Ladies and gentlemen, your world champion, STOL-Drag High Sierra Fly-In 2019. Oh my gosh. Wow.
But this is Toby's year, earning the STOL-Drag champion title in his highly customized Carbon Cup. It's great to see someone's hard work pay off and get celebrated at the fire.
World Championship STOL-Drag High Sierra.
How does that shit feel, buddy? Toby's taking home the Toby! Scotty Boulder put the belt on him. Toby Ashley, don't tip that cup over because there's $1,000 in that cup.
This is Friday night, a day sooner than the finals had been planned. The winds on Saturday were forecast to not be any fun at all, and that outlook verified. Not a whole lot of flying going on Saturday, so we mostly just hung out. I walked over to see one of 2 Antonov AN-2s on the playa. Josh Watson and his boy Colton are happy to talk about it.
I've been in aviation for a long time, and it's awesome to be able to take something like this out to places you wouldn't expect to see them. Anytime we can get in it and fly it, we try to do that.
Yeah, it's just always such a really cool experience. I've seen a lot of cool airplanes out here. And 2 AN-2s in one spot, I never thought I'd see that. But you come to places like these, and that's where you see cool stuff like that.
Parked just one spot down, a Pilatus PC-12. People braving the wind for a selfie with this turban terror of the tundra. But being together is what this is all about. Folks gather from all over the world to fly, play, and visit with one another, in spite of the weather.
So it's Sunday morning of High Sierra. Everyone's about to get up. We'll get to that in just a second, but it's beautiful out here. The sun's not even up above the ridge. People are warming themselves by the fire. A couple of early birds are getting up to leave before the mass departure, but everyone else is about to wake up.
This is the High Sierra Fly-In Skywagon Wake-Up Call service. Flight of 2. It's time to get up anyway.
Somebody help me find a way to get back home.
Hundreds of airplanes, thousands of people, and it's all put together by Kevin Quinn and his wife Jessica. But all the work and risk is worth the reward.
Sunday morning, people are leaving, and I'm overwhelmed with joy, enthusiasm, excitement for the future. I'm humbled.
One by one, folks file out until it's time for the Antonovs to leave. It takes 5 minutes for the wake turbulence to clear behind them, so they wait until everyone else has had a chance. These big rare birds, both departing for home and leaving it.
It's the people. It's just that you're walking down the road and you run into one person that you've met somewhere else, like Florida or, Wisconsin, and then you run into somebody from Alaska. It's really cool. It's like the community is awesome.
Somebody help me find a way to get back home.
On the Dead Cow Lake bed near Flanagan, Nevada, Paul Harrop, AOPA Live.
Wow, some amazing flying out there. Can you believe that?
It's really grown over the past couple of years, and what rugged conditions doesn't keep people away.
It doesn't. And they had a full house, and it looks very exciting. I want to go.
Yeah, me too.
I'll probably check out an RV as opposed to camping next year, but I'm gonna try to make it
Sounds like a plan.
Well, that's it from NBAA in Las Vegas. There's more we could tell you, but what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
Oh, come on, Tom. You didn't have time to get in trouble here.
Not really.
Too busy working. Meanwhile, please like, comment, and subscribe below if you're on YouTube, and send us your thoughts to the email on the screen. We'll see you back in Frederick next week.